Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Our first stop is going to be the museum, I think. We need to go and speak to Lobano, the archaeologist, I think he is there, and find out a bit about this document that we've got, this manuscript. There's four pictures on there. Hopefully you can give us a bit of a steer on what to do with these. There he is.
I beg your pardon. Are you André Lobano?
That's me. You want my autograph?
No, I was told you may be able to help me.
Help?
My name is George Stobbart. I'd like your professional opinion.
Well, okay, shoot.
Okay, start off with the main thing.
I'd like your opinion on a medieval manuscript.
Vraiment? Do you have it with you?
No, it's too fragile. And besides, there are certain people who'd stop at nothing to get their hands on it.
Intriguing. Do you have a copy of the text?
There isn't much, only a few Latin phrases. I was kind of hoping you'd help decipher the pictures.
Without seeing the manuscript, that's a tall order.
Just tell me one thing. What does the image of two men riding on the same horse suggest to you?
The Knights Templar. Does the Templar seal appear on this manuscript? I'd love to see that for myself.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf. This friend who has the manuscript?
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
She lives at 361 Rue Jarry.
Ah, I know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
Okay.
Can you tell me anything about the Knights Templar?
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez. How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The King of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, André.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure, it was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
Lochmarn? That's where Pegram was digging.
That's right. He'd left the excavation before I arrived. Do you know Pegram well?
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud. Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
I don't think we need to ask him too much about inventory stuff. I mean, I'm going to not show him the gem, just in case, but let's try the hand buzzer.
I'd like to shake you by the hand, Andre.
Not now, Georgie.
What about the tissue?
What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing.
Okay, blunt, to the
Thanks
point.
for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
So, I think if we return to Nico's, I think we go over the... I think he's already there. I think you go over the manuscript with him, which is something we do want to do. Because there's a few more locations to visit. But we might be able to go to that Montfaucon site now. Montfaucon. Yeah, well, let's go there now, just in case there's anything we can do already. Oh, this guy. Big memory we need to get down there. Have I still got my... Oh, okay, so we've still got our tool, even though we used it at the castle and island.
Excuse me, officer.
And how may I help you?
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Good point.
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Hand buzzer.
Would you like to shake... I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key. What do you make of this grease paint-stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Hell no!
Then please put yours away.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Let's have a look around the square. So we do have to get down this manhole
In the middle
cover.
of the square was a manhole. I wondered if there might be something relevant beneath street level.
But I believe if we try and do that now, the cop will stop us.
Hey, you! What do you think you are doing? Leave that cover alone, now.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Yeah, we had to distract him somehow. I don't know if I yet have the means to do it, but let's read this thing.
In French, English, and German it read, In 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the knightly order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine.
I'll look at this.
At the top of the stairs was a medieval church.
Saying we can go. I don't know if it'll just take us back to the map or if we actually go to the church. I don't really have a memory of the church. But we are here. Okay. Don't really remember what we need to do here. Let's have a look at stuff to
A
begin with.
row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so I went back to the young ladies. Whoa!
Oh, George.
Waiting in prayer for the judgment day.
Ah, this rings a bell. This guy.
The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well.
Something to do with his staff, I think. I'm guessing maybe we have to come back to it at a future point.
I wondered if this guy had died in combat. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout.
Okay, well, I don't think we can do anything further here now. I think we will come back at some point. So for now, let's go back to Nico's. I think Lobano will be there, and I think he'll give us a steer on some new locations. Wish there was a quick way to go to the map. Unfortunately, there isn't. George? Right, Rougerie. I don't suppose we'll go straight to Nico's, nope. Oh, he's not there.
Hey, Nico.
Oh, hi. I didn't expect you back so soon.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Oh, okay. That's not what I thought. We'd just talk about it. That's... We'll talk about the
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. That's the tripod in the Crew Museum.
Okay, that's about all I need to know for now.
Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philippe IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel. Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
I'll see you again soon.
Okay.
Okay, well, I've just remembered that there was another lead, wasn't there? We can go and see the inspector again. Maybe there's something about this, Jacques something. I've forgotten his name. Some old dude. I think he's like an old safecracker or something. Yeah, police.
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobbart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo. What now, monsieur?
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet? Jacques Marquet?
Marquet. I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
An all-rounder, huh?
How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
Oh, that was it, was
Do
it?
you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school. Flap is a nasty piece of work, but Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur, their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy. You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobbart.
Why do you get so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were... whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
Okay. I think we're done there. What about Moo? Can we ask him about this Marquet guy?
Excuse me,
What do you want now?
have you heard of a man called Marquet?
Yes. He used to be known as the Mole of Montmartre. I heard he's been hospitalized, probably by one of his rivals.
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic in the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
See you later, Sergeant.
Okay, I think that's given us the location I needed, actually. L'Hôpital, there we go.
The old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint. Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
Yeah, I'm his, long-lost brother.
A brother half his age with a different name and an American accent.
Yeah, people always say that. I blame Mom. We were separated at an early age, after a mix-up in the nursery at the Oakland shopping mall.
I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life.
I guess not. So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
We've got a couple of doctors we can talk to as well. Let's start with the younger one.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit. but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit. Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
But what about this?
What does this tissue mean to you?
Is that a nasal discharge, sir?
No, it's grease paint.
Yeah.
See you later.
Right.
I think that's about as much as we can get from Bunny, but talk to the older guy.
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
I'm looking for a guy named Jacques Marquet.
In which department does he work?
He doesn't. He's a patient.
I see. You do realize there are strict policies regarding visiting hours, don't you?
This is important. I have to talk to Marquet urgently.
We make no exceptions to the rules.
It's a matter of life and death.
The well-oiled running of this hospital is a matter of life and death. That's why we have rules.
Rules?
I think I ought to warn you that Marquet is not what he seems.
Explain yourself.
He's in league with a bunch of guys who want to take over the world.
Nonsense. Besides, Marquet's employers have paid in advance for one of our most exclusive private rooms.
Could you tell me who Marquet's employers are?
Certainly not.
But what about this?
What do you make of this tissue, sir?
Intéressant. I thought I knew the ins and outs of the human body, but this has me beat. If I were you, I'd have this sample analyzed.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
So we have to find a way to get to Marquet. Let's start by wandering up one of these hallways. Right. What about wandering up this one? I just think I think I can hear like a floor polisher. I thought we ended up having to go there. No, guess not. Okay, well I don't think we have what we currently need to be able to get to see Marquet. Guess we have to prove we're a relative or something. Don't think I have anything currently that would do that, so I think again we'll have to come back here later. I'm going to stop off at the museum because I don't know if I can obviously maybe ask about this Philippe Lebel. And that might trigger Lobino leaving the museum, I'm not sure. But he wasn't at Nico's place, as we know. Let's go there now, and maybe we have to ask him a couple more things before he'll leave. Yeah, he's still here.
Hi, André.
Hello, Georgie.
What can you tell me about Philippe Lebel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. Devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flamed grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to their victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off. Fragments of flesh and charred bones falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the inquisitors.
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
I guess we can show him this gem.
What do you make of this?
It's the biggest gemstone I've ever seen. Where did you get it?
From Professor Pegram's messenger boy.
Did Pegram find this on his dig?
Yeah, the site where this was found was a Templar castle. Do you think it could be part of the Templar treasure?
No, I shouldn't think so.
Does the guy in this photograph look familiar to you?
No.
Take a look at this nose, Labinot.
It really doesn't interest me, Georgie.
I think that's about it. Because he's run through
Thanks
that
for your help,
Philippe
Andre.
stuff, that might mean
You're welcome.
that's the trigger for him to go to Nico's. I'm not sure, though. I'm going to try and hide in this sarcophagus again in case that advances the time to... Oh, I've remembered how I get in it now.
Do you have a fetish about closets, monsieur?
I just love the smell of mothballs, I guess.
We have to distract him. And the way to do that, I've just remembered, is to fiddle around with this window opening.
The rod turned smoothly, and the window above me opened.
I think he comes over to close that, and while he's doing it, we nip into the sarcophagus. There we go. So that should advance time to the closure of the museum and Lobino going to Nico's.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Or maybe not. Okay. But when we need to, when we need to be in the museum after hours, that is how we do it. I thought maybe it would advance the time. Do I risk leaving? Okay, I'm going to risk leaving and going back to Nico's, and if Lobino's not there, I'm a little stuck as to how we get him to leave. I don't think I have what I currently need to distract the policeman at Montmartre, or whatever it's called. Montfaucon. No point going back to there. It's interesting the cafe isn't grayed out yet. I don't think there's a point to go back there. Yeah, well, let's try. Hopefully he's there. Come on, Lobono, we need you. Oh, for God's sake.
Hi, Nico.
What are you sounding so chipper about?
I'm full of the joys of the fall.
I can't imagine why.
Because Sergeant Moo has given me another lead. The guy who was supposed to collect the gem, Jacques Marquet,
You found him!
he's in a hospital here in Paris. I guess that was the killer's doing, to stop him meeting Pegram.
Maybe. Are you going to try to talk to Marquet?
What have I got to lose?
Plenty.
I mean, I did try.
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue, a name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Oh, let's take another look
Let's
at this
take
thing.
another
then.
look at the manuscript.
I'm trying to think how I can get to see Marquet. I don't know.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod. There's a guy working on a loom. The Knight's scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. The Knight's through my... There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
Well, this is pointing towards Lochmarn. I think we know that by now. But there's 3 other locations. I think this is Montfaucon. You can see the arches there. What does the Latin say again?
The Knight's scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
I think that's hinting at what I need to do in Montfaucon. With that statue, I think it's to do with the scroll he's holding. But George doesn't know that yet. I'm struggling. What we need is
See you
Lobono
soon.
here to help
Yeah.
us
See you.
translate these sections. But it's not helping, so I don't know. A little bit stuck, actually. How can we get Lobono to leave? I think at a certain point he just does. I don't think it's anything I have to do. So I think these are the 2 key locations at this point. I wonder if I can ring the hospital and say that Jacques Marquet's nephew or something is coming over. There's Todrick. Oh, oh, he's just written Marquet and a date. Okay. Let's ring Todrick
No
again.
point in phoning that guy again.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. It was just a thought. It's just a thought. I can't remember how to get in to see Marquet. Let's go back there. Is there anything outside here that might help me?
I felt a little guilty as I tried the door, like I was about to rob a grave. I gripped the handle with an involuntary tremble in my hand and pulled. The door was locked.
Oh, God. Alright, back in. Let's try talking to everyone again. Having talked to everyone, maybe it'll open up some new options. This guy.
Hey, Benoit!
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
Great.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
Does this false nose mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
Not me, sir.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Merlin?
No, sir.
What does this tool suggest to you?
Isn't that used to snap the patient's ribs when exploring the abdomen?
I hope not. Have you ever heard of the club Alamet?
No, sir.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir.
Thanks, Benoit.
See you later.
For nothing.
Right.
Let's talk to this dude again, then the receptionist again. I do think
Excuse me, sir. Do you recognize this red nose, sir?
No, I do not. This is a hospital, not a circus ring. We minister to the sick in body, not the sick in mind.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, sir, I do not.
I have to take this gem to Marquet. He might be able to explain its significance.
My dear chap, Marquet has other things on his mind right now.
Like what?
His catheter, for one.
Does the name Thomas Merlin mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No, sir, I have not.
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, sir, I do not pretend to know the pharmacist's job.
May I have the honor of shaking you by the hand?
You may not. I don't encourage physical contact between my staff.
Thanks for your help.
Alright, let's try the receptionist again, I guess.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from the zoo.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
What does this false nose remind you of?
Oh, it's a clown's nose.
That's right.
Why don't you give me a break and go and play with someone else?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
What does this gem suggest to you?
I advise you not to flash that around. The hospital insurance wouldn't cover it if it was stolen.
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Here we go.
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He was on ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on ward J2. That's
End of life, I think.
Nurse Grendel's ward.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on
Oh my
her.
god.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay. That was simple.
As I
thought there was a
turned the
floor polisher.
corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow. Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah, end of the corridor, ward J2.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years and he's never let me down once.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
No,
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull-through.
Whatever you've got with this metal mop foot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is? Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Okay.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
A feeling I might want to get in here, and I have a feeling he might try and stop me.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
But we can get rid of him.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
I'll unplug it, and he comes to inspect.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
Come on, George. Lickety split. Give me my mouse cursor. Okay, we could have been a lot quicker in this. Ah.
Dr. Stobbart at your service.
Right. End of the corridor, he said, isn't it? So is it this one?
Good afternoon, doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. Hi, I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
Well, let's
Do
give...
you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Do you recognize this red nose?
Good old Patch Adams.
Nah, I don't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
What about this tissue?
Have you any idea what this is?
Please, take it away before I throw up.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
Okay.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Now, should we take his blood pressure?
Hello again. Do you know what this piece of
Oh,
equipment...
don't ask.
No.
It's blood pressure taker, isn't it? Right, so we want to go and see Marquet, but this guy's going to shout to be dealt with, I believe.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Now, we can't get past him. He calls us over every time we try and get past. I remember that much. What if we talk to Grendel about him?
Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Oh, we'll ask her about this.
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, doctor.
Enough.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Why is Marquet in quarantine?
If you wish to know more, you'll have to speak to Herr Hagenmeier. All I know is that Marquet's room is strictly out of bounds.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Okay.
Do you recognize this tissue?
No, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it around for days and I'm okay. My pocket's getting a little soggy. Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Now I feel like I might need to go and speak to one of the doctors in the atrium. Maybe ask Bunny how to use this blood pressure thing, because this guy will just prevent us from getting past every single time. I remember that much. Oh. Okay. Not then. Unless it's this way. Oh, I just saw that one coming. Okay, so maybe I don't go and speak to Bunny in the... Unless it's... Oh, it's just going to do the same thing again, isn't it? But... Ah, yes. Good. Okay. Right. Let's just talk to Bunny.
Hey, Benoit!
Yes, sir?
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device for measuring blood pressure.
How do you use it?
What do you know?
It's a device...
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with the nurse.
All right.
See you later.
Right.
Try this one.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeier.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Okay, so I think what we do is we... Oh. Goodbye.
So long, Hagenmeier.
We bring Bunny. He's coming with us now. So I think we get him to do the blood pressure while we nip round the corner. I think that's what we do. Oh.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk. Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it. I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
I need to get Bunny.
See you later. Hey, Benoit!
Maybe if I talk to Bunny?
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
This guy.
Use it on Eric Sotmarsh.
Okay.
Right. I think that means we can get round here now. There we go.
Rather you than me, pal.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the Assassins.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grand Master. Quickly. Tell him that I have found the tripod. Right here in Paris.
You have it?
Not yet. But it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he is gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
There you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Wasn't a doctor.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Stand back, monsieur.
Meanwhile...
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
Yeah, he talked. For the very last time.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Have you ever heard of the Hashi-Ashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again. Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, but you're referring to Andre.
I'll let you work it out.
Okay, but we've advanced stuff, and that's good. That's what comes next. I think we go to the museum, and I think that's when we take the tripod, because now, thanks to Marquet, George, I think we already knew, but George now knows that that's the tripod he's looking for. So we need to go and grab that. Okay, let's go in. Now, Lobono's probably still there, but I think at this point we do that window trick to get inside that sarcophagus, and I'm pretty sure...
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
Anything. I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you. Not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He'd made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
Alright, we don't need to speak to this guy.
Forget it.
Let's have another look at that tripod.
As I reached toward the display case, a shrill piping filled the air. I froze, then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
Hey, no! No, monsieur. No.
What's wrong?
You must not handle the exhibits.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's hide. Okay, over here, ready? I don't think he comes directly across, but when he starts to saunter in that direction, he'll go towards the window again. Alright, let's do that now.
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
There they come.
Hey, Guido, look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Okay, what we need to do is shove this over.
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
I didn't remember that bit. I think that's Nico.
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor George.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean... It was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Yeah, that'll fit in his coat.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so.
Okay, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here. If he's back at the museum, we'll go there.
You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
So we'll go back to the museum, we'll talk to Lobineau. He should give us a clue for the next location, I think. I think apart from that, we're basically done in Paris. Well, there's Montfaucon as well, but I don't think we can do anything there yet. I could be wrong. Back to the scene of the crime. I really wish I could double click on exits and go straight there.
Hi, André.
Hello, Georgie.
What's with the long face?
Haven't you heard? The tripod was stolen.
No kidding.
I just don't get it. So many other treasures, and the thieves choose the tripod.
A modern-day alchemist, perhaps?
Who knows? There's no shortage of crazies in Paris. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Oui, of course.
Have you ever heard of the Hashashin?
Why, yes, it was a radical Muslim sect whose name became synonymous with murder. It was formed in 11th century Persia, shortly before the Crusades.
At roughly the same time as the Templars.
Yes, they gave a new word to our language, Assassini, the assassins.
How did the assassins get their name?
From the legends surrounding the secrets of their initiation rites. A young man who sought to join the sect was given hashish until he drifted into dreams. He awoke to find himself in a fabulous garden with everything he could wish for. The freshest water, the most delicious food, the choicest hash, and the most delectable women imaginable.
Cool. Do you have the address?
I haven't finished the story. There was a price to pay for this taste of paradise.
Wouldn't you just know it?
The young man would wake the next day to find himself back in the real world. He was told that he'd been given a glimpse of the heaven reserved for holy martyrs. A heaven he would enjoy for eternity if he was willing to join the Hashashin.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
Okay.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you think the manuscript could be the map to the Templar treasure?
Frankly, no. That's too far-fetched. The manuscript is interesting enough and a rare find, but that's all.
Wouldn't it be terrific if it was a map, though? The treasure of the Knights Templar.
A romantic notion, Georgie, but extremely improbable.
Okay, well, we're not going to show him the tripod, because I think it'll freak him out, but
Thanks for your help, Andre.
I think we've got a location.
You're welcome.
Off to Spain. L'España. First, we've got to very slowly exit this scene. Right, a report again, I think. Villa de Vasconcelos. Let's go there. I think it's something to do with that structure. Come on, George. Sense of urgency, please.
I wasn't about to go clambering on rooftops if I didn't have to. I didn't want to mess with the building.
Okay, but there is a Templar sign there. Oh, come on,
I didn't
George.
want to mess with the building. It's locked.
Okay, but you're seriously not gonna look at the Templar symbol. Okay, good. But I think that is where we've got to get into. Clearly, we need to get a key or some means of entrance, though. I can't remember exactly how. Vague memory of messing with the gardener in some way. We can stop his hose. Let's talk to him first.
Hi, is this the De Vasconcelos house?
Who wants to know?
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobbart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
This is the De Vasconcelos house.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look, all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the Countess and myself.
Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcelos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
Let's not lie.
No, she hasn't won the lottery.
A more cunning man might have claimed that she had.
Oh yeah? They might have, might they?
And that more cunning man would have been kicked off the premises. The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants to know?
Are you angling for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why?
Tissue.
Look at this tissue.
It's a tissue with some greasy muck on it.
Yes, that's right. What do you think of this tripod?
I think nothing of it.
Shake my hand.
Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
What do you make of this?
So that's it. You're a salesman.
If I was hawking medical supplies, I can think of better places to hawk them. Have you got any use for a fistful of plaster?
No.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
I don't smoke.
Do you know what this is?
See, I have a similar tool for opening culverts on the estate.
This lab pass mean anything to you?
Nothing.
See this gem? Men have died for it.
Do I look as if I care?
Do you recognize this man?
No.
I don't suppose this red nose means anything to you, does it?
Ha! El Flojo!
El who?
El Flojo! He is a clown on state television.
Oh. Is he any good?
He is as funny as scabies. Without the laughs.
I think we're done for now.
Well, I'll see you around.
Adios.
So we need to speak to the Countess. He's probably going to try and prevent us from going in the house, though. And we can try.
Hey, you.
Yeah? What is it?
You would not like it if people just wandered into your home, would you?
Well, no, I guess not.
Then show a little consideration.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so what we need to do, I think, is, again, distract him.
I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
Yeah, but let's put the pressure gauge on it.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my hose never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it? See, you.
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my horse has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you.
We're going to go in the house, so... He's in there, so we... I don't know if we can go upstairs, or maybe we hide behind the suit of armour? Can't quite remember.
The armor was about my size. I had a mental vision of putting it on and clanking off to see the Countess, with the gardener hanging hopelessly on the outside trying to stop me. Apart from being stupid and unworkable, it was a great plan.
Alright, George. Wasn't quite what I was driving at. What about if we go upstairs? I think the dogs are back there. We probably need to go...
Hey, you on the stairs.
Oops. I know this doesn't look good, but
Look, senor, all I want is a quiet life. A life without mad, house-breaking foreigners in it. Understand?
Look, I just wanted to, use the bathroom.
Leave now, please.
Okay, I'm going.
Yeah, we're going to go back in though. That's where we need to be. I guess we have to go up the back way. Guess we can get up there without him noticing. Okay, now we hide behind the suit of armour. He goes and checks on the dogs.
I hid behind the armor and waited for developments.
Hey, you. I know you are there, American. All right, you dogs, I'm coming.
Perfect crime. Alright, George, quick, up the stairs. Up, up, up. Don't stop to check for anything. Oh, wow. Sorry if that music's loud.
Madre Dios, who are you?
My name's George Stobbart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you'd just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobbart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is nothing for the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they have planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
Thank you.
Look at my snot rag. Now let's start with the Templars.
I know your family is involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were involved, Senor Stobbart. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago, And as for the De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, whatever happened almost 700 years ago. So, if the Templars left any clues, they're going to be in stuff that dates back to the early 14th century.
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here that's early medieval?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries old. Or, of course, the chess set.
That chess set is over 600 years old? It must be worth a fortune.
Indeed it is. Not that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobbart.
May I examine the chess set?
Certainly. But do not move any of the pieces.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a... You! Why, I'll feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission. Senor Stobbart, if I find that you're wasting my time, you will be fed to the dogs. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Follow me.
Is it going to be the... yeah.
Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice. What is it, a summer house?
A mausoleum, Senor Stobbart.
Oh.
Come with me.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
Wow, this is old.
It was constructed in the 13th century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
Okay, yeah, let's have a look.
It was too delicate to move. On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey! It's a checkerboard! Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern. Some of the squares had little jagged holes in the middle. Close up, over some of the
Okay, can we not do anything further with that?
I wasn't about to start heaving at sarcophagus lids with the Countess standing there. The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the Knights Templar, man-size in marble. I couldn't reach up there. Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. High up in the dome were windows. I guess they might open them to make it less stuffy in there.
We need to... I think we need to light that candle somehow.
Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again.
Right, okay, I was going to use it to close that, though.
I couldn't climb up there without breaking something.
Use the pole, George.
Now what? Feeling like...
Great. Okay, thanks, George. I'm pretty sure if we try and light that, I'm pretty sure the breeze blows it out, so we have to close the window. Anyway, let's talk to her.
May I ask you something?
You may ask.
What's the story with the glass chessboard?
Glass chessboard. Oh, the pattern on the lectern. Purely decorative, I'm sure.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
The gaps in the glass chessboard look awfully deliberate.
No, it is ridiculous. What possible significance can it have?
It's part of a chessboard, and the gaps are for...
Senor Stobbart. You cannot mean...
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive, isn't it? Is the Virgin Mary really the right person to be sharing a mausoleum with 5 knights?
You are showing your ignorance, Senor Stobbart. The Templars were dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
That's a big candle. Where would you buy a thing like that from?
You could not. It is an antique, unique to my knowledge.
Just how old is it?
It dates from the Middle Ages, when the Moors controlled Spain. The candle was to be lit as a signal to the estate workers if the Moors attacked.
Who exactly are these people?
My ancestors. These 5 men were all members of the Templars.
5 ancestors in the order. You must be very proud.
Not 5, 6.
Where's the 6th knight?
He was lost to us.
You lost an ancestor?
It is a family matter. It can have no relevance.
Well, it's connected with the curse of the de Vasconcelos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope you will honor my desire not to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll leave it for now. You certainly know your history.
What's your opinion of the Templars, Senor Stobbart?
The Templars? Well, they seem no worse than a lot of the knightly orders.
You are mistaken. Compared to the simpering politicians of the Hospitallers or the brutish Teutonics, the Knights Templar, the filthy, money-grabbing French king and his pet pope did a great wrong. A bane settled upon my family at the whim of that self-seeking tyrant.
It was all a long time ago.
Some things don't die. Injustice is one of them.
I think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary. Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobbart? This mystery has had a good long run, but it ends here and now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hose down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set. Yes, the old chess set! Oh, damn the game! Now, hurry! My, this is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy? You know, I think I am.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything.
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. Their bishop envied our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again. Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobbart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobbart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady. My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
It fits, Senor Stobbart. It fits.
Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
There's the missing one.
No.
Are we trying to force a checkmate or something? I have no idea what I'm trying to do here. Okay, well that's the Red King. That pawn could take the castle. Okay, well so the king could move there, but he can't because the pawn would take it. He could move there. Or maybe that's not. Oh no, maybe that's the knight, not a pawn. He's in checkmate, isn't he? He can't move. Oh. Can't move there because the knight will take him. You can't move there because the king will take him, and the bishop can take him there, right?
No.
Unless the knight goes.
No.
Oh. The knight goes there to put him in check. He can't. Maybe the bishop there, so he can't move there. King doesn't really help. Okay, so he's in check now. We have the bishop. Oh, come on. He can't move either to those places, or the bishop will take him. Can move there. Okay, we can't move there because he's in check there. King takes him there, Bishop takes him there, Knight takes him there. So he can't move anywhere. Oh. George. Bishop's recovering that tile. And that one. Moves there, maybe the knight has been checked there and there. And the king there? King there? Ah, okay.
Senor Stobbart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobbart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow! Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Ah, go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobbart.
Sure, I'm sure. The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.
So the curse of the De Vasconcelos is lifted?
Oh no, the Countess was thrilled to find the lost chalice. But there's still the riddle of the missing knight.
Well, you can forget about that now and get back to finding the Templar's secret.
Actually, I promised the Countess I'd find Don Carlos.
You what?
I can explain everything.
You have got the odds for a withered old Spanish aristocrat?
The Countess entrusted me with the chalice and the quest for her ancestor's tomb.
You're as crazy as she is. Haven't you got enough problems? Khan and the Templars?
It's all part of the same thing. The chalice is important, I'm sure. The manuscript pointed us to the knight, and I have to find him.
What then?
I don't know. But when the knight and the chalice are reunited, maybe I will.
Mm-hmm. We can ask her about this again, I guess.
Labino explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy!
Do we show her the cup?
This is the chalice I discovered in Spain.
I still can't figure out why the Countess gave it to you. After losing it for all those years, she simply gave it away to a total stranger? She's one prawn short of a paella.
The Countess is a fine lady. You shouldn't compare her with seafood.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on between you and that Countess.
She's incredibly jealous.
Are you serious? She's old enough to be my grandmother.
Okay, I guess we take another look at this.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So which was the... I guess this was the Spanish one, wasn't it? I thought that might have been Montfaucon, but maybe not.
The Night Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
I still think that does refer to Montfaucon.
There's a woman, but the reflection...
He's not really revealing anything new about this. Oh. So that's the clue that led to Spain.
There's a guy with a... Between them...
Okay.
I have to go.
Okay,
I think we do go back to Montfaucon
I'll see you
now.
later.
So I have a vague memory of what to do with that grail now. Cup, whatever he's referring to it as. Chalice, I suppose. And it involves going back to that church. Yeah, this guy. Should I give him the red nose?
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
Okay, anyway, I'm pretty sure we need to do... I think we probably need to do stuff with these guys, but I can't remember exactly what at this moment. Because I'm pretty sure I know what I need to do with the chalice. A need for the... I thought the priest would be here.
I didn't have time to sit around.
Because George mentioned something about the pews looking really polished, and I thought the priest would be here, and he gives us some polish, which we use to polish up the chalice. I'm pretty sure that's what happens, but I've obviously not triggered whatever event leads to that yet. Yeah, let's talk to these guys.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
Right, this clown.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers? Ah, their last Grand Master, Jacques du Molay, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
It's on the sign.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Juggler.
Mon Dieu! A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so. That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I'd thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not.
Let's electrocute him.
It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when they make their living with their hands.
All right.
Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
It looks like one of mine, or at least another jongleur.
Or a clown?
Mais naturellement, a clown.
Hardly a breakthrough.
All right.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Something to do with this guy, though. Can we get him to move the crowd or something? Are they a traffic hazard?
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
What do you think of the juggler?
Ah, he is excellent, most watchable.
But he's blocking the thoroughfare and obstructing traffic.
So? He is amusing, the traffic isn't. If he wants to block it, who am I to say no?
You're a cop.
Ah, oui. So I am. Ah, well.
So, you're not gonna do anything about this guy?
No.
He probably doesn't even have a license.
Ah, a license. This I had not considered.
So, what are you gonna do?
The instant I return to the station, I shall check.
Return to the station? Why not just ask him?
And spoil his concentration? What kind of a barbarian do you take me for?
Does this red nose mean...
Ah!
Do I look...
No. Although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So, you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur. You have it.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
I think that's the clue. Does George put on the nose? Did I get him to wear it?
It was a bright... Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
Hi again.
Oui?
I'd like to have another try.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Sweet. Okay, well, I think we get through the manhole cover now. Don't think these guys care.
A hook dangled from the end of a heavy-duty chain. The inscription was hard to read, but I made out Templier and something about innocence. Close up, I could see a faded inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe. The inscription was undecipherable. The plaster had cracked and was falling away. I wondered why.
Okay, well, we use this to pull down one of these walls,
The
I
hook
think.
was held rigidly by the tightly wound chain.
Okay, this? Oh, George. So what is there here that he might attach that to? Pretty sure we use it to bust this down, but maybe I don't have a reason to do that yet. Wondering if I should go back to the museum and show the chalice to Lobino, maybe. Oh, can I do anything with that drink?
It was the glass the gendarme had left behind. There was no need to take the wine glass.
Fine. Alright, let's try the museum again.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
What do you make of this cup, Andre?
It's a 14th century communion vessel. Spanish, probably.
You sure know your onions.
Is that it?
What do you make of this?
It's a...
You sure... Oh, Andre?
Oui?
What would you say if I told you I knew who'd taken the tripod?
I'd call the police and have them arrested.
That's what I thought.
Who was it?
Oh, I don't know, really. It was just a hypothetical question.
That's too bad. If I could get my hands on the thief, I'd wring his neck.
What does this ball mean to you?
It's a juggling ball. I love juggling.
I should have guessed. Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Not as illuminating as I'd hoped. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure George is supposed to use that hook to break down that wall. But maybe I've not done what needs to happen for him to realise that's what needs to be done. I mean... Go back to Montfaucon. I need that. I mean, I've done a few things here. I wonder if that might have caused the priest to arrive in the church. Doesn't look like it, does it?
The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well. Somehow it looked more modern than its neighbor.
Not what I wanted him to look at, but never mind.
I didn't have time. A row of old I thought of all the all those firm, the flat, that... Whoa!
George. Okay, running out of ideas a little bit what to do.
The chalice from the mausoleum was obviously of superior workmanship, but grimy and tarnished.
Go down here again. I mean... try using that hook with the other couple doors? If it's something like that. Don't think there's...
If I wanted to get deeper into these catacombs, I was going to have to get onto that path. If the near edge hadn't crumbled away, I could have jumped it easily. Now, I wasn't so sure. Okay, it's long jump time.
Oh, don't die, George. It's
Here
been a long
goes.
time. It's a long time since I saved.
Do I look crazy or something?
Okay. Does he use it with that, maybe that edge? You're just going to put that down, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Can you shrug? Something at the end of it first.
The hook was... On the boat was a winching machine.
He said something about this one crumbling. Maybe I could do this with that? Like I did on the castle? Oh!
Hey! That's hollow! It was time for some brutal destruction.
Ah, here we go. What do we got?
I'd poked a hole in an historical site. If any archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this. Close up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever.
Alright, let's try this thing then. Oh, George, you absolute... Ah! Alright. I wedge that in? No.
Here goes.
Oh.
Hey, cool. The secret door had jammed. I couldn't get through that gap. Inside the hole...
Okay, now maybe? Testing my patience, George. Here we go. Cool. Oh, wow.
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day. Report.
The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have to remind you that we have a sacred duty? A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present.
Ha!
But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but after that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
Okay. I think I might save, because like I said, it is possible to die in this game, and I feel like we've made quite good progress. Paris Catacomb. Should I go down here? Well, that's partly why I saved, because I think if we go down here, George will either say no if they're there, or if he goes in, they might have gone, and we can.
I could hear voices from the lit area.
Yeah. Okay, well they're not gone, so let's not push it, because I think we got what we needed from that. I think maybe we return to Nico. Lobano might be there, because I have a memory of chatting with him in her apartment. He doesn't need to get across there. They're still there. Look, he's coming out again. Right, back to Nico's, I think.
It's me again.
Hi, George.
Look, about that tripod.
I hope you're still not angry with me.
Oh no, not really. That was some feat. Abseiling through the skylight, I mean.
I haven't done anything like that since I was at school.
You were great. But next time you plan a stunt like that, please warn me.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing that Nico... I haven't got any more dialogue things with her. All that stuff I just found out. Makes me wonder if I should have gone and spoken to Lobano, but...
Did I show you the chalice?
Yes, George.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
I think this three faces thing is to do with Baphomet.
There's a woman looking at her reflection, but the reflection, the night scroll through my... That's the clue. There's a guy with between them. That's the tripod. That's the gem that Pegram...
Yep. Okay, so the only thing I can think to do is try going back to the church, because I know that guy's supposed to be there, and I know that statue is something to do with progressing. I'm pretty sure we have to go back to Spain at some point. I'm sure I've got to do something with lighting that candle, and I think it does something, but I don't know if it's too soon to be going back there. I haven't got anything to light the candle with, and I don't know if I can get anything there. I'm going to try the church again. If not, I'll go back to the museum and try speaking with Lobano again. I just feel like he's not the guy's not going to be here. I think you see him in these pews polishing them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not there. So I'll pause here while I get back to the museum. Yeah, let's see if Andre's got anything new to say.
Hi, Andre. Hello, Georgie.
Nope.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
I'm wondering if I go to the airport, I wonder if I can go to Syria. Because they mentioned that's where that guy went, Klausner. That's possible. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we end up going back to Spain, but I don't think I go back yet. Because George hasn't really been given a compelling reason to return. Syria was mentioned. Lokman, Paris... Yeah. I don't know, I'm at a little bit of a loss, to be honest. Okay, so I came back here. I didn't make you guys watch me walking slowly through all the scenes, but just there must be something to do there. I have a vague memory of having to go down here.
This will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princes of this world!
So that's what I thought. I thought they left. So we can go down there now, which I'm pretty sure is what's going to advance the plot. It's annoying that that didn't happen in the one cutscene, so that... Oh, I didn't know you had to click on it again, but sure. We're past that point now. George is going to walk very slowly down these stairs. Now, let's have a
In
look
the
at this
middle
thing.
of the circle was a stump of stone, a shaft of daylight from the world above lancing down to touch it.
What's this?
There was a large circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and two Latin phrases. Non omnis moriar and clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness. I noticed three small notches around the edge of the stump's top.
Okay, pretty clear what we do with that then. 3 notches, 1 tripod. Probably add the stone to it as well, huh?
The light falling from above struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B, Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Back at Nico's.
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars.
Really makes himself
They're
comfy,
after
doesn't he?
something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light. The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay, what about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Cool. Okay, well, I don't think we need to look at the...
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, George.
Manuscript. But we are going to go to Marib. Okay, well, I guess we're off to the airport then. I can't really remember the Syria section. I mean, maybe when I see it, it will shake something loose in my memory, but we shall see. Marib. Somewhat. I remember this kid.
As I didn't see the point of going all the way over there to get scratched, I stayed where I was. I had neither the money nor the desire to buy any of that garbage.
Talk to the kid then, I guess.
Hey there, young fella. Speak you the English? Speak you the Anglais? Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, si, and indeed oui. And rather better than you by the sound of it. My name is Nijo. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
Is that your father lurking in the back of the stand?
He is indeed a roaring fellow. Ayub's his name.
You don't sound like you respect him very much.
Don't I? Not only do I respect him, I rather like him. For all his bluster, we get on very well.
That's not a very friendly cat you got there, Nijo.
No, sir. It is a very unfriendly cat.
Why do you keep it?
Oh, it's not mine. It just rests where it pleases. And today it pleases to rest there. As Kipling would say, it is a cat that walks by itself.
Fiercely independent.
And it smells.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster. Cassie, Fink, Noto, Aunt Agatha. What ho?
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Have you any Syrian pounds?
I think I might have a couple of Irish pund.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
Templar. Ah, Templar. Templar! Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes. A splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Chatteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
The Saint television program featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the quizzical eyebrow and a stick man with a halo. Bing!
So all Templar means to you is Roger Moore.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
What do you think of this, eh?
Oh, sir, what a splendid plaything. One day, when I am rich, I am going to build a world-renowned collection of brightly colored balls.
Are you serious?
In deadly earnest. People will come from far and wide to see my
Yes?
collection. The Rockefellers and the Gettys can keep their hoards of so-called fine art. But answer me this. What good is a Picasso, I ask you, if you cannot bounce it off a wall?
You may have a point.
A comedian. No surprise there.
Have you seen this man before?
No, sir, I'm glad to say. Cold eyes.
Do you know the name Merlin?
I'm afraid not, old bean.
Look at this. A lifting key as used by Parisian sewer workers.
Calais, Calais, sir. I must remember this day for posterity. My grandchildren will be fascinated.
What do you make of this?
Well, beyond the obvious, very little. That pattern seems very familiar, though.
This plaster was very useful in Ireland.
Really? Your fund of travelers' tales never ceases to enthrall me.
Here, shake hands, Nijo.
I'd rather not, sir. At least not while you've got that shake and shock buzzer clumsily concealed in your palm.
Oh, you noticed.
Outlawed in 3 separate arms limitation conventions, those are.
What do you think of this?
Excellent workmanship. 12th or 13th century. I wish I had things like that for sale.
What do you make of this?
A man-sized double-ply tissue stained with Bestheimer's number 12 white pancake grease paint, apparently.
Very good.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Alright, well, we'll leave them be for now, I guess. Go chat with these guys.
Why, sure, son. Always got time for a fellow American. The name's Henderson. Dwayne Henderson.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Henderson.
Hell, boy, I'm not in the office. Call me Dwayne.
Oh, okay. Dwayne. My name's George Stobbart. Do you think bulls have any significance around here?
Weird question, George. Nope, I don't think they have.
You're a long way from home, Dwayne.
Could say the same about you, George.
Me? Well, I'm just sightseeing, that's all.
Without a camera, kinda lags to come all this way and not take pictures. Mind if I take a picture of you, George?
What? Why? Ow! You could have warned me.
You don't mind, do you, George? The folks back home will be real interested.
Where is your wife, Dwayne?
Pearl? Oh, she's around, looking for bargains.
What does Pearl do for a living?
Oh, I run a greetings card company, and Pearl writes the poems for 'em. You ought to ask her to recite some.
I saw a medieval picture of a woman. Royalty or nobility, something like that. She was looking in a mirror, but the reflection was of a man with 3 faces. What do you think of that?
I think you should be in therapy.
Do you mind if I ask you an odd question?
Okay, but I might not answer it.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
The Knights Templar?
Yep.
Nope. Nothing at all.
Well, you knew they were an order of knights.
What I know and what I say are 2 different things, boy. I haven't lasted as long as I have in this business without knowing that.
In this business?
Sure. The greetings card business.
Oh, please. Does the image of a knight holding a crystal ball mean anything to you?
Hell no. What would a knight want with a hunk of glass?
I don't know. That's the problem.
What's wrong, boy?
It's not a crystal ball. It all came together in my head. What the conspirators had mentioned losing. The strange perspective of the manuscript. It's a lens. Have you talked to Nijo?
Nijo? He's the youngster on that junk stand, right? Yeah, we've met him. He's a smart kid. Speaks 4 languages, and he's never had a day's formal education. He should go far. Kept trying to peddle garbage on us, though.
You're not going to find much worthwhile around here.
I know that, and you know that. But try telling Pearl. She reckons there's antiquities in them door stands.
What exactly do you do, Dwayne?
Didn't I say? Oh, I run a greeting card company. Yep, we're based in Cleveland, Ohio.
What do you think of this?
It's a ball. Big deal.
Recognize this?
A clown's red nose.
Have you seen this man before?
Maybe. Where'd you get it?
I just picked it up somewhere.
Sure. I'm always picking up photos of complete strangers and then asking around.
Ow! Damn it!
There. I've got another picture of a complete stranger. Maybe I'll ask around about this one.
Do you know the name Merlin?
Nope.
What do you make of this?
A manhole lifting key. So?
Hey, how come you recognize it?
Hey, how come you're carrying it?
Yeah, well, let's just drop the subject, shall we? Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Shake hands, Dwayne.
Why?
I'm just being friendly.
Let's just be friendly by keeping our hands to ourselves. Yeah?
What do you make of this chalice?
That looks old. Is it for sale?
Sorry. What do you think of this grease paint stained tissue?
You've been hanging around with actors?
Yeah, I think we've
Okay, well, I'll see you around,
exhausted the
Dwayne.
conversation with Dwayne for this moment.
George.
He didn't have anything that I needed. Hello. I was wondering whether you could help me.
Why, hi there, handsome. What can I do for you?
Hi, my name's George. I was just...
Well, it certainly is delightful to meet you, George.
I was...
My name's Mrs. Henderson, but you can call me Pearl, I'm sure.
Okay,
So nice to meet a friendly American face so far from home.
Pearl?
Yes, dear?
I was just wondering if you could help me.
Why, sure, precious.
I've been talking to your husband, Dwayne.
Oh.
Yeah, he tells me that he runs a greeting card company and you write the poems that go in them.
Oh, yes, indeed. I consider myself the artiste of the family. Tell me, George, would you like to hear one of my poems?
Go on then.
Yes, go on then.
Okay then, darling, here we go. Our sympathy upon this time, when your heart doth break.
I like the doth.
Classy, isn't it? We know the grief that must entail when your schnauzer gets bitten by a snake. Ah, it still touches me. What do you think,
It's
George?
niche.
It's very specific, isn't it?
You think so? We sell a lot of those, dear.
Have you ever heard of a group of knights called the Templars?
Sounds familiar. I remember. Dwayne had a book. The Holy Something and the Holy Something Else, I can't quite recall. I read a little of it.
And?
Seemed like a lot of hooey to me.
Have you talked to the boy on the bric-a-brac stand?
Oh, you've met him? His name's Nijo, you know. Oh, he's just so cute, I could die. I'd love to bundle him up and take him back to Ohio.
He might not thank you.
I'm looking for something ancient, you know. Something to impress the folks back home. The poor boy was trying to do his best, but We still haven't found anything.
Do you know anything about medieval weaving?
I do a little needlework, but gosh.
It's okay. It was a long shot. Have you seen this man before?
No. A friend of yours?
No, not really. Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
You're a philommonist?
Don't they have secret handshakes?
Oh, George, now you're teasing.
What do you think of this chalice?
Now that's really pretty.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, let's keep looking around. I think we do have to do something else with them, but I can't quite remember quite what now. We've got this guy. We need his toilet brush. I can't remember what for. Let's go up here first, though. Ah. It's the pattern we're looking for. Do we show him the matchbook?
Hi.
Hello, sir. Lovely carpet.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
Ah, give to me. Give to me. A la mode.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Many beneficent greetings, my most fortunate possible friend.
Huh? Do I know you, mister?
No, no, and again I say, no. But, my friend, do you not see our mutual good fortune in this meeting?
How frank do you want me to be?
You are a traveler, yes?
Boy, you must be the world's greatest detective.
No, I am told that is Sherlock Holmes of the big forehead and slipper full of shag. I, as contrast, am world's greatest luxury taxi driver.
I can see where this is going.
I am Ultar, taxi driver and luxury guide per excellence, yes.
This I had to hear.
Where does your heart desire to go? Simply mention the name to your obedient servant and we shall fly there, swift as the eagle.
Oh, well, I don't really want to leave Marib yet, but I'm sure that if I do, you'll be the first to know.
Is good. You know where you want to go, you come to Ultar.
Thanks. See you around, Ultar.
Be having a pleasant day, full of shining experiences and happiness, my friend.
Hi. Nice club you've got here. I was wondering if you could help me. What? I mean, I beg your pardon? I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
No surprise there, alrighty. He says sorry, but he not speak English.
But he didn't say anything.
He not have tongue.
No tongue? What happened?
It was bet.
And he lost.
He won. You should see other chappie. Oh, yes.
What about the bathroom?
Damn, the door's locked. I'm sorry? Did you say something?
He say you not to go in toilet. Read sign, matey.
Matey?
It lose something in translation.
By staring hard at the notice and squinting, I discovered I couldn't understand a word of it. I knew the door was locked.
Can we ask Ultar what the sign says?
Hello again, Ultar.
Great hello and possible future.
Well, you never know. Would you mind talking to me?
Is most agreeable. This is how Ultar learned such splendid English, yes? Yes.
Could you tell me what that sign means?
It's a Door stay shut until Brush come back.
That's why we need the
Signed,
Brush.
the management.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
Manager buy lovely new toilet brush, leaves it by wash basin for 10 minutes, come back, it been stolen. Not even out of wrapper. He damn cross. Lock up toilet and say, nobody use fine pristine toilet until brush given back. We say, what we do till then, eh? He say, cross legs and use superior willpower.
And that's what you've been doing?
No, Ultar use bucket.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Of course.
Yes? What can you tell me?
Great she-bop band of the 60s.
No, that's not really...
Who put the bop in the bop, 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 bop?
Yeah, eternal questions. What do you make of that boy in the market, Nejo?
Nejo? Ha! Ayub's boy is too big for sandals. I speak splendid English and he laugh. He say, Ultar, you big ox, you split infinitive. I say, I split your head if you stay still long enough. Ha 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 ha! Ho 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 ho! Pretty funny, yes?
Hilarious. You should be on cable. Have you met the American couple?
Have Ultar met them? Have Ultar met them? Yes, Ultar have met them.
And?
They most ungenerous. Ultar offer to show them wonders of countryside. They say, is there anything ancient? Ultar say, yes, of course. Nature is ancient. They say, no, anything ancient made by men. And Ultar say, have you seen Taxi? Fan belt older than Ozymandias. Ha 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 ha! But they gone.
This place is certainly hard to find.
Oh, yes, it is most exclusive. The membership can be no more than... Kind sir, what would you guess the population of the village to be?
Gee, I don't know, a couple of thousand?
Then I would estimate the membership to be no more than a couple of thousand.
Shake my hand, Ultar.
Ha ha! Remind me of thing that happened month ago. Maybe 6. Man come up to Ultar, say, shake hands, Ultar. But man have electric buzz thing in his hand. Ha ha! How we laugh! Then I broke his arms.
Have you seen this man before?
Oh, most certainly. Was here only yesterday.
Here? Yesterday? My God, he's close.
Yes, he was asking a lot of questions, just like you.
What did he ask about?
He asked about American called Stobby.
Stobbart?
Yes, Stobbart. You know him.
The killer knew my name. What else did he ask about?
He asked about German man called Klobner.
I tried to remember the name of the man the conspiracy had lost in Syria. Was his name Klausner?
Sure, that is what Ultar said. Klausner. I told this man in the picture, Klausner wanted to go up to Bull's Head.
Hold on, he wanted to go where?
Bull's Head. Big hill, 10 mile out of town. Maybe 60.
When was that?
Oh, maybe a week ago.
What can you tell me about this Bull's Head Hill?
It's most magnificent. Lovely views. Worth visiting, yes, by indeedity.
How do I get there? No. Let me guess.
You need fine luxury guide to take you there in air-conditioned taxi.
Woe is me. Where can I find such a guide?
And Ultar is most luxurious guide for most literally some way, in any direction.
Gee willikers, lucky old me.
Are you desirous of my pleasant and luxuriant service?
All right, let's go.
First, I regret the formalities. A trip to the Bull's Head. 50 Yankee dollars, please.
$50? I don't have $50.
Oh, most unhappy event. Ultar then sorry, but he cannot take you on ride of lifetime.
Hold on, Ultar. Is there nothing I could barter with you?
Word that it was so, beloved friend. But my taxi needs gas, and its muffler needs the muffler doctor. Trading for these things is not possible. My heart weeps for the injustice, but it's box or zip, or unfortunate American.
about Bull's Head.
Are you desired?
Well, maybe.
A terrific bargain.
50, huh? Well, I still don't have any cash.
Oh, the delights of the Bull's Head here.
Okay,
See
we
you
need to
around,
come back with
Otar.
money then.
Fare you most splendid, good sir.
Yeah. I think I have a vague idea of how to do it. So I think Nijo will take the red ball in exchange for something at his stall. This is the brush we need. Let's talk to this guy because we need to get it somehow.
Hi, what's your name, sir?
Hello, you buy kebab. Most good.
What do you make of this?
Buy kebab. Most good.
Well, goodbye. Have a nice day.
I think that's all he says.
Most good.
We need to identify this as the brush we're looking for, though.
In the still air, the smell hung around like bad smells do. It was a kebab stand, and an ugly one at that. Suddenly, I realized the horrific truth. The guy was basting the kebabs with a toilet brush. It may never have seen the inside of a toilet bowl, but it was still hardly appetizing. Hello again, sir.
Hello. Kebab? Yes?
Okay, so we can't talk to him about it.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Most good.
Yes, there is.
Marib looked pretty defendable with a high wall all around it.
Seems to be... Yes, I'm not sure if this just brings us around that other side or if there's something back here. Guess we'll take a look. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, let's talk to... Is there... What about this statue?
That statuette was the nearest thing to an antiquity I'd seen, but it still looked like a cheap plaster copy to me. I wasn't sure whether I wanted anything off that shelf. I wasn't sure. That statuette was the nearest thing to an antiquity.
Alright.
Hi, Nijo.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
Who's the guy selling the kebabs?
Oh, that's Arto. A miserable blighter, to be sure, sir.
He doesn't seem very happy.
He never is. Day in, day out, a face like a wet Wednesday. Whatever one of those is.
Does he speak any English?
Not cogently, no.
Look, this is going to sound a bit strange, but I need Arto's brush.
What? The brush he bastes the kebabs with?
Yes.
Let me find some dirty postcards for you instead.
Nijo, this is serious. Arto stole that brush he's using from a friend, and I want to get it back.
Perhaps I could help you, old chap. Maybe? Perhaps?
Maybe what? Perhaps what?
I do not wish to seem mercenary, sir, but I am a merchant, and merchants trade.
Merchant? This isn't Sears and Roebuck here.
Well, if you're going to be disagreeable...
No, you're right. What would you like?
I seem to recall that you have something that might alleviate my boredom. A globe of delight. A Rubicon spheroid of heavenly pleasure.
You mean the ball, don't you?
A tiny spherule of form that barely spans my hand, yet promises hours of amusement.
If you mean the ball, why don't you just say so?
Can I have the ball back, mister?
Go on then.
All right, here you go.
People say bad things about Americans, but you're okay in my book.
What people? What bad things?
Never mind that now. Remember the brush?
Right, yes, the brush.
All you have to do with Arto is be polite. It lightens his day, makes it all worthwhile for him again.
How can I be polite to the guy when I can't speak a word of Syrian?
Arabic.
That's what I meant.
Simply memorize this phrase. Il-ach il-kalb.
Il-ach il-kalb.
Close enough. Now, go over to Arto and deliver those honeyed words even unto his delicate ear. He won't be able to do enough for you.
Really?
Really.
I met an interesting guy earlier, a cab driver.
Ah, that would have to be Utar, a barbaric sort of chap.
Oh, he's not that bad.
You know how he speaks in Pidgin English? That's how he speaks in Arabic too.
What do you know about that couple?
Oh, they're American.
Is that all?
The chap's a little odd. As for the lady, it's a funny thing. But I get the impression she's a lot cleverer than she's letting on.
See you around, Nijo.
Ta-ta for now, sir.
Do I have to get the cat to knock that thing down? I can't remember. Anyway, let's return this brush and see where that leads us.
Hello again, sir.
Hello. Kebab? Yes?
Il-akul kalb?
Filthy. Bad. I'll kill you.
Whoa, calm down. Feet, do your thing.
Don't know if he follows us. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe if we go back down, it's all blown over. Yeah, I think Nijo's got the brush now.
Hi, Nijo. What the heck did you tell me to tell him?
Patience, sir.
Patience? Patience? I've been chased by a homicidal kebab seller, and you expect me to be patient?
But consider, sir, while you were running from the irate Arto wasn't using the brush.
Hold on. Are you telling me that I've been used as a diversionary tactic?
Your brush, sir.
I can't believe that you put me on that kebab seller's death list for a toilet brush.
The ends justify the means, sir.
Yeah, but I noticed it wasn't your butt that was on the line, though.
They also serve who only stand and wait, sir.
Oh, spare me. What exactly does il-akul kalb mean?
Do I have your word that you won't get angry?
Okay, just tell me.
It means, more or less, that you thought that Arto made his kebabs from dog meat.
No wonder he went crazy. Dog food? Sheesh.
Not dog food, sir. Dog meat, as in dog.
Nijo?
You gave your word, sir.
So long, Nijo.
Toodle pip, sir.
Anyway, as I said, let's return this brush and see where that gets us. At the very least, it gets us into that room. I don't think we need to actually speak to this guy about anything. I don't think he really says very much.
Hello again, friend. There wasn't much point in trying to launch an in-depth conversation when I couldn't speak Arabic and he couldn't speak. Period. Well, I did know a few words of Arabic, but doubted the wisdom of using them. Here's your brush, sir. It wasn't easy getting it back. The manager took the brush from me, gave me the toilet keys as my reward, and stomped off. What was all that about?
Manager, he say, bah, look at state of this. Need much cleaning and detergent before go around my bend.
He said all that?
Body language account for much, you know. Oh, yes, indeedy.
Okay, well, let's get in the bathroom. We need this.
It was a roller towel dispenser.
Might need the chain.
Oops. It was the short length of chain I'd taken from the toilet at the Club Alamut.
Now we need this, but how do I get it?
It was a roller towel.
I mean, we haven't been asked to get it yet, I suppose, so, I feel like I need to sell the Americans something for $50. Can't sell them the chalice, obviously. But there might be something else. Thought we might use the red ball to get something from Nijo's stand, like that statuette or something. It's something to do with a cat as well, I think, but not sure. I'm talking to Pearl again.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Have you ever heard of a hill called the Bull's Head?
No. No, I haven't. Is it nearby?
I'm not sure.
Sounds awful romantic. The Bull's Head Hill.
Have you met the taxi man, Ultar?
Heavens, yes. What a big man. Very muscular.
But you didn't go for a ride.
Why, George, you're absolutely the most... Oh, you mean a taxi ride? No, Dwayne wasn't interested, so it didn't happen.
Have you had anything from the kebab stand?
Heavens, no, with my digestion.
So, tell me a little about yourself, Pearl.
Me? Oh, a gentleman's interest is always so flattering. Well... My husband and I run a greetings card company in a cute little place called Akron in Ohio.
Akron? Cute? Little? Hold on. Didn't Dwayne say they were from Cleveland?
What was that, sweetness?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking out loud. I met your husband earlier. He's an interesting man.
That's why I married him.
You said that your company is based in Akron.
And Dwayne said it's in Cleveland, no doubt.
Well, yes, he did.
Dwayne was in the Marines and Vietnam, you know. Anyway, he got a medical discharge. Thing is, he gets confused. We moved away from Cleveland 5 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
He also gets a little paranoid. Thinks he's a spy or something.
I'm so sorry, Pearl.
Don't worry yourself, George. We live with it.
What do you think of this toilet chain?
My, but you're a strange one, George.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Reminds me of my late Uncle Abner.
Oh? Is he a clown?
No, he was a drunk.
Do you know what this is?
Lord, no. It looks painful, though.
It's a sewer key.
Who'd want to break into a sewer?
I've got the keys to a toilet here.
With my digestion, you better keep them handy. But I'm terrible.
I've got to go now, Pearl.
It's been a pleasure, George. Don't be a stranger.
Hi there, Dwayne.
I was wondering if I could sell them this toilet chain. Maybe it's used for something else.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
Have you ever heard of a hill called the Bull's Head?
Can't say as I have. Where's that?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
Bull's Head, huh? I must remember that. Sounds scenic.
Have you met Ultar?
Almost luxurious air-conditioned taxi ride, mister.
Yeah, the cabbie.
Tried to pull a bunco on us. Take us on a wild goose chase off into nowhere.
Have you had any dealings with the kebab seller?
Absolutely not. Pearl's already had one attack of Montezuma's revenge.
What does this toilet chain mean to you?
It means that somewhere, somebody can't flush the toilet.
Okay, well, I'll see you around, Dwayne.
Count on it, George.
Now I need that towel, something to do with this fan belt. That's the towel rail thing. But I need something to sell these guys. Let's talk to Nico again.
Hi, Nico.
Hello again, sir. And how may I help you this time?
What does this toilet chain mean to you?
Are you building a bathroom in easy installments?
What do you think of this?
A beautiful artifact.
So, I'm correct in saying that the word Templar doesn't mean much to you.
Well, there was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312, I suppose.
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the medieval edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on. I know all this stuff.
Never mind. Okay, forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about Knights?
Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They sacrificed thousands of lives, including their own, for insensate pride. How anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
Okay, never mind.
See you around, Nijo.
Ta-ta for now, sir.
He's bouncing the ball on the door his dad comes out of. What happens if I ring the bell now? Ah. Now, stroke the cat. Oh. Try that again. There we go. I knew there was something to do with this statue. And the cat. I think this is how we give the money to Ultar. Let's see if Dwayne wants to buy it.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
What do you think of this?
Looks like the kind of thing Pearl might be interested in. Not old enough, though.
How can I age it? Let's see. Let's just try giving it to her and see what happens.
Hello again, Pearl.
Why, hello, George. It's such a pleasure to see you again.
Are you interested in antiquities?
Am I? What have you got there, George?
How about this fine statuette?
Oh, George, that would be ideal, except, I don't know. It looks new, George. You wouldn't be trying to make a fool out of me, would you, George?
Good God, no, Pearl. Nothing could be further from my mind. That is not a good idea.
How do we make it look old? Well, this might be... Let's try this. Grease paint on it, that'll make it look odd.
The plaster seemed to soak up the grease paint until it began to look like stone.
Okay. Give this to Dwayne.
Hi there, Dwayne.
Pearl's supposed to be the smarter one. Maybe Dwayne will fall for it.
Hi there, George. How can I help you, young fella?
What do you think of this?
Good gravy. Looks old.
Yeah, I had to turn this town upside down.
Boy, your luck's better than ours. Looks Roman.
I wouldn't know.
What'll they say back home? How much do you want, George?
Oh, I couldn't. It's the find of a lifetime. I mean...
$50. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. Here you go.
And here you go.
Okay, well there's our ride. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I need that towel thing, so I'm going to go back and try and get that. Maybe we unlock the box that it's in? It's the only thing I can think of. He just pulls it otherwise. Yes, let's go in here first. So I'm pretty sure
the door was locked.
Okay. You locked it after yourself then, did you, George? So let's try the keys again. There we go. Now take the towels. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure the car breaks down when we try and go somewhere. He did mention the fan belt already. So I think we should have what we need to move on to Bull's Head Hill. Where's the money? There it is.
Hello again, Ultar.
Praise be to Allah. I am blessed with your bountiful presence once more.
Look, Ultar, $50 US.
A splendid sum. Exactly sufficient for an exciting air-conditioned trip to the Bull's Head. What say you, oh adventurous one?
Let's do it.
Okay, it's a deal. Here's the cash.
Ah, most splendid. As you say, the cash price moolah is correct. Mister, we make with haste.
Where exactly is your taxi? Because the only vehicle I can see around here is an aging army surplus truck.
Yes?
Ah, okay. I'll be along in a minute. It didn't seem right to take off with the toilet keys, so I left them on the bar.
Let's go.
Hello again, Ultar.
His most splendid and adventurous client.
Let's go.
That's your taxi?
Oh, yes, most assuredly. Most entirely splendid taxi in all Marib.
It looks like an old army truck to me.
Bah! You Americans with your checkerboard caps and your Judd Hershes. You have lost sight of what a taxi should truly be.
About 4 tons by the look of it.
There, you have hit the nail in the nutshell.
Okay already, let's go.
Regrettably not, most esteemed pair. There is a minor problem of a tiny nature. The fan belt has taken it upon itself to break.
So, what are you gonna do?
What can I do? I must wait for a ride to the garage for a replacement.
How long is that gonna take?
1 day, maybe 6.
I can't wait that long. We gotta get moving.
But how, my friend?
I'll think of something.
Here we go.
Is this any use to you?
My friend, the very thing, yes.
Ultar took the towel from me, cut it in 2 lengthways, and gave me half back. With his half, he did the kind of fan belt replacement that's normally done with stockings.
Now, if I knot the ends together, so... Serviceable, yes? Very serviceable indeed.
Stockings might work on a Bentley, but on a truck, the coarse toweling did the job nicely.
Come along, my friend. You want to see the bull's head? Yes?
Later that afternoon. Okay, well, we're into kind of the next section of the game now. But there is a fair amount to go still, I think. And I'm aware that this video is already up there. Yesterday's video was 3 hours, and this is going to be maybe even slightly longer than that. So what we'll do is we'll come back for a third and hopefully final episode tomorrow to wrap this up, but we'll leave it there for now. So I'll just say thanks very much for watching this second episode of Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that thumbs up button, that's always appreciated, as are any comments you might feel like making. Let me know what you think of the game so far. Let me know any memories you have of playing it back in the day. If you've played the remaster that, as I said, came out probably about a week or so ago now, let me know your thoughts on that as well. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.